What instantly kills the vibe at a party? If the hosts are a couple, and they get into a fight. If the hosts are a couple, and they get into a fight. When someone gets extremely wasted and too out of control, starts to pick fights, has drunk fits, will sprawl on the ground, needs 100% supervision, has to be carried around. You just want to chill and enjoy the party, but you can't, 'cause you're stuck babysitting them. I was at a staff party with an open bar, and it reached the time when the first clusters of guests were leaving. When they went to get their coats from the closet, they discovered a young new team member who we thought had left hours ago. He had stripped off all his clothes, made a nest of jackets, soiled everything, and passed out. Killed the vibe for sure. Bless his heart. Did he ever show up for work again? Op replied somewhere else. He peed and had diarrhea, unfortunately. He did show up to work on Monday, but he only lasted a week or two before he left the organization. Yikes. Maybe watch the 18-year-olds when you have an open bar. How the fuck are you not instantly fired that second after pissing and shitting on an entire room of strangers' coats? What the fuck? Bro, I would fire myself, no joke, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. He peed and had diarrhea, unfortunately. He did show up to work on Monday, but he only lasted a week or two before he left the organization. Yikes. Maybe watch the 18-year-olds when you have an open bar. OMG, I'm guessing he had some serious issues going on. I'd simply move out of town and never come back if I did something like that at any party. There was one guy from my town who would consistently drink too much, pass out on the couch, and shit himself. Definitely stopped a few parties dead. How the fuck did he kept getting invited and allowed near alcohol? Someone putting the big light on. Used to work at a bowling alley. On the weekends we had cosmic bowling, dark, black lights, fog machine, disco lights. At midnight, we would turn the music off and the big fluorescent lights on so people would go home. The vibe kill was instantaneous. Gotta turn the lights down and keep things sexy. And then when the host wants to go to bed, they just snap on the lights, kill the music, and watch everyone scatter like cockroaches. That's what I would do if I want to go to bed, but the party was still going. I'm not about to have a bunch of people in my house partying when I'm knocked out. You could always pull a Dean Martin and call the cops to break up your own party. A friend of mine announced she had to fart to the entire kitchen while she was intoxicated. She proceeded to shit liquid diarrhea on herself. It hit the floor, it smelled terrible. Party ended before it really ever began. Guess she had some stomach bug or IBS or something. She ended up getting diapers for any gift-giving occasion after. No clue where she ended up, we lost touch a year or so later. I've had some experts weigh in to tell me nobody with IBS trusts farts, so I'm going to bend the knee to those soldiers battling their own colons and rule out IBS. I'll leave it in though for continuity. Rule number 467: never fart when drunk. Always assume it's shit. When someone gets too drunk and starts arguing. When I was 17, I passed out for 4 hours, then woke up and started arguing that natural evolution no longer applies to humans because we keep solving problems that would have led to people dying before passing on their genes, thus only selective evolution still applied. I regret that night immensely. But, fortunately, by the time I woke up the party was basically dead anyway, so I didn't kill much of the vibe. Someone took a shit in the sink at a house party of mine once. That was a buzz killer for sure. Party pooper. Faith in humanity restored. Every party needs a pooper. That's why they invited you. Party pooper. Party pooper. One time, my brother, 14 at the time, wanted to see how hard it would be to dig out a 1 meter x 1 meter square hole out of the ground, Minecraft inspired. He spent a good amount of time over a weekend digging, until he got bored. It was mostly finished. Fast forward a couple months. I throw a party at my dad's house and we're having a blast. A bonfire out back and everything. A kind-hearted attendee noticed the pit in the ground and made it his duty to guard the pit, for he did not want anyone to get hurt. Someone got hurt. Spoiler alert, it was him. He fell into the pit, our brave guard. Thankfully, we had a sober person there and they drove him to the hospital, but that instantly killed the vibe at the party. The end result? He broke his leg pretty bad. Aggressive drunks. I think the S is needed. A single, aggressive drunk can be headed off. The party can pinball them around the place and make them feel special, and, if not, push them into a ditch. Multiple aggressive drunks? GTFO. Now. You underestimate the power of an aggressive drunk with a sprinkle of insanity. Went to a small cozy wedding party and one of the guests, sister of the groom, brought her boyfriend of 5 months. Funny guy, easy to talk to, all cool until suddenly shit hit the fan entirely. The guy became incoherent, threatened to rape the married couple's toddler if they don't stop pissing him off, then got told off as everyone was rightfully pissed, ran out of the garden hut away from the property, threw himself to the floor and started simulating some kind of seizure all while his girlfriend suffered a major panic attack, threw all of it out of guilt and shame. Party ended with an ambulance and a police car. Jesus dude. Hopefully that was the last time he was around that group. I don't know how anyone could recover their reputation after threatening a toddler like that. Yeah, the girlfriend broke up with him pretty soon after and he was prohibited from entering their house, forcing him to spend the night at the police station. You underestimate the party value of well-placed aggressive drunks. Went to this wedding where the bride was literally drunk under the table, talking about how the groom was really bad at sex, so his sister, only slightly less drunk, tried to stop that. They ended up half naked in the fountain, with clumps of hair extensions floating like some obscene confetti. Third best wedding I have been to. They have an awesome kid now, and there are no hard feelings. Please tell me about the top 2 weddings. One had tearaway pants on the groom with fur-trimmed booty shorts, while his wife had a ridiculously elaborate choreographed dance. Both were surprised, as well as a 300-pound man doing the worm on the dance floor with his balls out, multiple party crashers. And, oh yeah, they lost the ring. The other was a beautiful wedding at a vineyard, until last minute, no deposit back, the father of the bride wanted to cancel, he didn't pay for anything front or back end, so in 2 weeks, the wedding moved across the country to be by his trailer park and was a massive shit show with multiple maids of honor, one of whom was violently ill and like 12 months pregnant. The food was a 14-year-old girl that wasn't related making as many pizzas as fast as possible. The father of the bride also demanded his wife stop with the last-minute prep that day to get him some fried chicken. At the wedding, he fell downstairs and was sort of left there after it seemed like he was just a drunken asshole with a concussion. The groomsmen tried really hard to distract people by tap dancing. None of them had any tap experience whatsoever. Then the wedding party took turns laying under the igloo coolers of jungle juice, whiskey, and cheap wine slushy and got plastered. When someone changes a song before the best part. I'd done this and got my dumbass excommunicated, rightfully. Nothing worse than an impatient DJ. Even if the song is mediocre, it's certainly better to suffer through it as opposed to skipping each song played 20 seconds into it. I was at a party last week where someone decided to take over the Spotify playlist that had been on for the night, and from then on I didn't hear the last minute of any song. It was incredibly frustrating. Thanks for watching this video. Hit the bell next to subscribe so you never miss a video. Like, comment and subscribe if you are new on the channel.